For 40 years, Rush was an unbreakable brotherhood. When Neil Peart, the band's legendary lyricist and absolute titan of the drums, passed away in 2020, fans globally assumed the book on Rush was closed forever. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson were devastated, grieving a loss that felt entirely final. The idea of anyone else sitting behind that massive drum kit seemed like sacrilege. Yet, behind closed doors, a quiet evolution was brewing. It started when Geddy Lee caught a glimpse of a performance by German drum virtuoso Anika Nilles, who had previously turned heads touring with the late guitar maestro Jeff Beck. What Geddy saw in her didn't just impress him, it completely disrupted his perception of what a post-Neil Rush could look like. It was a realization so powerful it changed everything, sparking the catalyst for their 2026 50-something reunion tour. But as the gears began to turn, one massive question hung in the air. Did Alex Lifeson feel the same way about bringing a stranger into their sacred circle? To understand why Geddy Lee was so transfixed by Anika Nilles, you have to understand the impossible shadow left behind by Neil Peart. Neil wasn't just a drummer, he was the professor. His playing was a masterclass in mathematical precision, blistering speed, and intellectual depth. For decades, Geddy's bass lines were structurally locked to Neil's distinct, thunderous patterns. When Neil passed, Geddy didn't just lose a best friend, he lost his musical twin. For years, the thought of auditioning traditional rock drummers felt entirely wrong. They either tried too hard to copy Neil, or they lacked the complex progressive chops required to handle Rush's notoriously difficult time signatures. Enter Anika Nilles. When Geddy first watched videos of her playing, he didn't see someone trying to mimic the past. Instead, he saw a modern maestro of polyrhythms, quintuplets, and deep, infectious groove. She possessed a rare blend of technical wizardry and soulful fluidity. Where others saw a daunting ghost, Anika represented a completely fresh musical conversation. It was actually Geddy Lee's longtime bass technician, John Scully McIntosh, who dropped Anika's name into the conversation. Scully had been out on the road with the legendary Jeff Beck, witnessing Anika hold down the rhythm section with absolute authority. When he came back, he told Geddy, "Dude, if you're gonna do something musical, think about her. She's amazing." Geddy looked up her videos and was instantly spellbound. She wasn't just another rock clone. She was an elite German virtuoso with an entirely independent musical identity. What changed everything for Geddy was the realization that, to respect Neil's legacy, they shouldn't hire a copycat. They needed someone with the sheer audacity and technical brilliance to sit in that sacred seat while bringing something fresh to the table. Anika was the only drummer Rush even considered. But while Geddy was fully convinced by her digital footprint, the real test would happen in a rehearsal room in Toronto. And that's where things almost took a turn for the worse. When Anika Nilles arrived in Toronto for her first rehearsal with the surviving members of Rush, the atmosphere was incredibly tense. She wasn't actually a hardcore Rush fan growing up, meaning she didn't fully comprehend the sheer weight of the fandom until she stood in that room. Worse, she didn't know their massive catalog inside and out. She only knew a handful of the biggest songs. Geddy and Alex counted on her elite training to carry her through, but the learning curve proved to be steep and unforgiving. The true breaking point came when they queued up Tom Sawyer, a track defined by Neil Peart's most legendary foundational drum fills. Looking at the arrangement, the sheer gravity of what she was being asked to do hit Anika all at once. She froze, completely overwhelmed, and blurted out, "Yikes! I don't know if I want to play this one." For a terrifying second, it looked like the highly anticipated reunion might crumble before it even started. The tension in the room broke not with a lecture, but with a laugh. Geddy Lee, recognizing the immense pressure resting on Anika's shoulders, immediately stepped in to diffuse the anxiety. He reassured her that they weren't looking for a perfect carbon copy of Neil. They wanted her voice on the tracks. That reassurance changed everything. Anika took a breath, locked in, and the rehearsal transformed into pure magic. But while Geddy was ecstatic, the focus shifted to Alex Lifeson. Did Alex feel the same way? For years, Alex had been the most vocal about letting Rush rest. He had openly stated that without Neil, there was no Rush. Yet, watching Anika play, Alex experienced a profound shift. Her explosive energy and pristine technique didn't just meet his high standards. They reignited a creative spark he thought was gone forever. Alex realized that playing with Anika wasn't a betrayal of Neil's memory, but a celebration of the music they all loved. The result of that musical chemistry is the 50-something tour, a monumental event that has given fans a chance to celebrate the band's rich history while embracing a thrilling new chapter. By choosing Anika Nilles, Geddy Lee, and Alex Lifeson found a way to honor Neil Peart's legacy without getting trapped in the past. She brought her own incredible style to Rush's classic catalog, creating a unique sound that respects the original compositions while breathing fresh life into them. This unexpected collaboration proved that, while Neil Peart can never be replaced, the spirit of Rush's music is resilient, powerful, and still entirely capable of evolving. For Geddy and Alex, taking a chance on a modern virtuoso didn't just save their musical partnership. It reminded the world that even after the deepest losses, new beginnings are always possible. The journey of Rush has always been a masterclass in resilience, dedication, and an uncompromising pursuit of musical excellence. For decades, Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Neil Peart defined what it meant to be a true power trio, leaving behind a legacy that most bands could only dream of. When Neil passed, it felt like the final chord had been struck. The silence left in his wake was deafening, and for a long time, the thought of continuing felt like trying to catch lightning in a bottle for a second time. It seemed impossible. Yet, music has a funny way of finding a path forward, even through the deepest grief. What Geddy Lee saw in Anika Nilles wasn't a replacement for a legend, but a bridge to the future. She brought her own brilliant, independent spirit to a catalog of music that demanded nothing less than absolute perfection. And by winning over Alex Lifeson, she did the unthinkable. She helped heal a brotherhood, reigniting a creative fire that both musicians feared had been extinguished forever. The 50-something tour isn't just about nostalgia. It's a living, breathing proof that great art can evolve, adapt, and survive. It honors Neil's memory by refusing to let the music he spent his life creating fall silent. If this chapter teaches us anything, it's that even when the book seems closed, the next page is always waiting to be turned. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think about Anika Nilles joining Geddy and Alex on stage? Do you think this is the perfect way to honor Neil Peart's incredible legacy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into rock history. We'll see you in the next one.